Hey, Beau. Hey, Beau. Fuck your toes.
Oh, my poor toes.
Oh my goodness.
Ash and Zach are super smart. They went to college and learned a bunch of stuff. And Beau and Andrew didn't go to college because that's just the way life goes sometimes. What happens when you put them together and you try to make them learn? Grab your friends, let's listen together on Get Dumped on an Info Dump Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to Get Dumped On an Info Dump Podcast. This is the podcast that you can put on, and it's like you're hanging out with your friends, and you're talking about stuff, and everybody starts calling out facts, and then your friends razz each other, and we're just hanging out, having a good time. That's this podcast. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, but we don't know you, though. Just remember that.
Parasocial
we
relationship.
Might. You don't know. You don't know my life. So hello, I hope you're doing well today. We're joined with the usual cast of characters. I am Ash. We got Zach over there.
Hi, I'm Zach over here.
We got Andrew over there.
I'm over there, I'm right here. Hey, what's up?
And dumping on us today, can you guess who it is? Oh, it's Beau. What's up, Beau?
Oh, hey.
It's Beau.
Hey, it's me. Hey.
As one would say, I don't know who, but as one would say, the hostess with the mostest.
Hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm doing really good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah,
What
how you
did
doing,
you
Beau?
have for
I'm
lunch
good, Beau. How
today?
you
Oh,
doing?
I
Yeah,
had a
Beau.
nice turkey sandwich, and it was really good. My name is Beau.
Yeah, but do you want to talk about how you were 30 minutes late to our recording session?
No.
It's more
30
than
is
30
generous.
minutes.
Hey, no, I got in at 6:05. We said 5:30, and then, yeah.
And then you said, hold on, I have to get ready because I'm not ready to actually record. So
Because I woke up
just,
from
let's
a
just
nap.
sit here
I'm
for
sorry.
15 more
I
minutes.
was a
Beau,
sleepy guy.
Beau.
So
How was the nap, though?
it was pretty good. It was like it's one of those like hot naps. So like where it's kind of warm in the house because I hadn't turned the AC on, so I kind of just fell asleep, and then I woke up kind of sweaty. And
that doesn't sound nice.
To sleep. Look,
I always wake up sweaty from naps. I don't know what it is about naps, but
I think you need to go
I
to
get
the
real
doctor.
sweaty.
Do you need me to send you an alarm clock?
No, I wasn't planning a nap. I just got really
Sporadic nap. Like
Oh my
it's
gosh, he
spur
has
of the moment.
narcolepsy.
I even
You
told,
just fall asleep.
I even told myself, I'm like, hey, Beau, like you're in an awful position right now because you're tired. Why you?
I'm imagining you sitting on the couch talking out loud in the third person.
I'm laying on the couch. At that point, right when I got on the couch, it was an immediate lay. I put
Beau's,
it-
Hey, Beau.
Beau's laying on the couch like, Beau, you're playing a dangerous game, buddy. I know, Beau. I know.
That was my inner monologue. It really was that. He's like, Beau, you gotta be careful. Because then I felt my eyes getting even heavier, and I'm like, what are you doing? You should stand up.
Do you have an inner monologue, or do you just have an external? I feel like you just have a third person external monologue
No,
everywhere you
he
go.
said he has an internal monologue and that it talks a lot.
Yeah.
I'm imagining you having an external one.
Beau, what are you dumping on us about today?
Oh, okay. So so every time I do this, where I become the hostess with the mostest, as some people would
With
say,
the boastest.
the
Some people would
hostess
say
with the boastest. I find something interesting that pops up when whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm perusing on, browsing.
Was it
through.
TikTok?
And then something a small snippet comes up, and I'm like, ooh, I'll watch this 30-second clip, and then this one got me going to things. You fucker! Yes, it was TikTok.
Okay.
No, but it's all started with, and this one idea sprung into a million ideas. So what we're going to do today is talk about a little bit of stuff. It's a build up. I'm fucking edging everyone right now. Like, you guys ready? You guys redy for this? No,
We've been ready for an hour, so you can go.
Okay, I'm going to give you another hour because can I have a sidebar with Andrew right quick?
No.
Andrew sidebar right quick.
Hey, what's up?
Do you ever,
What's
like,
up, I'm Andrew.
hey, so like when you're taking notes for this, like for the show, and you're doing it, and you're like, oh man, that's a lot. Then you full screen your notes, and you're like, fuck, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I full screened it, and I shouldn't have. I'm
Full
like, oh,
screen your notes?
All right, everyone, get ready for a 23-minute
That's fine.
episode.
That's fine.
no, but well, actually, this should be fine. Okay, so I'm doing people who I'm calling this never give up, never surrender, because these people did it. These are a list of people, and then one big person at the end. People who continue fighting the war even after the war was declared over.
Never back down,
Interesting.
never what?
Like a literal war, or
This stems from World War I
Any
to World War
scenario.
II to even the Civil War. So
That's the backwards in time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So these wars were done, and I'm just gonna. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do some rapid fire ones really quickly. Well, I'm gonna talk really slowly to eat as much time as I do because I hate doing this. I don't know why.
You can just do regular fire. You don't have to rapid fire.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Did
fire.
you do external research, or did you get all of your information from TikTok?
Oh, no. So it all started. No. I did external research. Okay. It started with stemming from one clip from TikTok that blew up into all this. Then I found more myself. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So.
Did you use websites other than Wikipedia?
Yes.
Reputable websites?
I mean.
Wow. Ash is just grilling you, right? I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I'm mad that Beau was late.
We won't fight. You want right? You're gonna call me out. I'm trying to get this going, but you keep interrupting me. Oh my god! How
do you guys
rude
want to? Do you guys want to fight real quick? Like me and Zach will watch.
I would lose. We're talking about wars. I'm gonna fight this war until this podcast is over.
See, you're on
that's what Beau
brand.
said I should
And
do.
then I'm gonna be texting Beau afterwards and continue fighting.
On brand. Okay, so we're gonna go through a couple peeps, right? And then we're gonna go through a couple more other peeps, and then we're gonna talk about one peep in particular at the end of all that.
Hit me with the peep, dog.
All
Yeah,
right.
hit me with them peeps.
All right.
Ew.
First
Are
one's
they
Ash. She won't give
Are they
up
made
this
of-
war.
Are they made of marshmallow?
Beau, I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry for him. Continue.
Get it? Like with the peeps? Like peeps, like marshmallow peeps, like for
Marshmallow
Easter time?
peeps.
You get the peeps?
That's the worst candy at Easter time.
Yeah, who eats straight marshmallows?
I mean,
It's
sometimes.
just like
children,
I
but not
just want
often.
to. I just want to eat a marshmallow.
Children
Right? I'm not
do.
gonna put chocolate or melt it. I'm just gonna eat a marshmallow. That's criminal.
It sucks
The
because
thing
has
that
anyone-
peeps have is that they have the sugar on the outside, so it's like a little crunchy, which I do appreciate.
Has anyone made a s'more using a peep?
I'm sure they have.
Probably, but I can't think of anyone.
sounds awful.
Off the top of my head, who has?
Yeah, it doesn't sound good, but.
I'd fuck with it.
And then you just got to put the little duck over the fire and be like, burn.
But then it would caramelize, so that actually would be pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
Or it would
'Cause
just
you got the
burn,
sugar on the
or
outside
just
of it.
burn immediately and catch
That
big
and
fire.
it would light your house on fire, and then you'd have to.
Because
I
explain
mean,
Because you're
I
roasting
always
marshmallows
like
in
my
your house.
marshmallows to be slightly burnt.
you don't roast your marshmallows over your pile of
Garbage in your living room.
yeah, what's that stuff called? The lighter fluid. Like you just have a pile of lighter
Yeah,
fluid on
I
top
just
of your
pile
couch.
up a bunch of newspaper and books and stuff, douse it with lighter fluid, and then roast marshmallows.
Hey, Beau, what's the first guy?
Oh, well, this is Operation Marshmallow. So, the War of 1912 against the Peep Chickens. Now, we're going to start with, this one's not really, I like it. It's just little stuff that kept happening after the war, right? So they didn't really surrender. They kind of had no choice to. It's called Operation, I can't pronounce this German fucking word. So we're going to do my best, all right?
That's
So-
a
so in a sense-
long name for an operation.
Do you want to send it in the chat, and I'll be you, and I'll
I'm
do
going to
it
call
wrong?
Howdagen, yeah.
Let Zach do it. He took German in college.
All right, Zach.
Yeah,
He
I
also
took
took
German in
French. How
college.
many did you take? How many languages do you not speak that you took classes for?
Just French and German.
Okay.
I think I said it right. Howdagen.
Hadouken.
Howdagen.
Well, okay. Operation Howdagen. How you doing? That's how it's Operation How You Doing.
Operation How You Doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
So it was a German expedition to establish a meteorological station in in a Norwegian. Oh my God, what are these words? Oh my
I
God,
swear to God, I thought you were about to say Norwegia.
Norwegian. No,
I was convinced. My brain was convinced you were going to say that.
whatever. In 19. Oh my God, I'm tired.
Is the
What?
word you're looking for fjord?
No, I know. I'm just
You're
tired,
looking
and then
at the fjord.
I'm really mad you guys made me go first, and I'm sorry for making you fucking wait. Oh, I am.
For all the number one Beau heads, they're having a great time.
So I like to roast my marshmallows all the way through and then take off the burnt outside so it's just the gooey center.
I have eaten many a burnt outside
Why are
in
we
my
still
day.
talking
I
about
know.
Shake it
This
up.
is-
I was giving Beau more time.
This is my punishment.
sorry.
This is my hell for just being late, and I'm sorry. Just I'll get through it because I
We
already.
are
Okay,
10
so-
minutes in, and you
okay.
have said the name of one thing.
So the Germans and Operation How You
Incorrectly.
Doing were trying to set up a meteorological station
Hold
in
on,
Norway.
Hold on, I
Norwegia.
rubbed my eyes and everything's blurry right now. Hold on.
Oh my God. I want to go home.
So why? Why? I hate that I went first.
Justin's sister is trying to not drive off of a bridge right now. I know this for sure.
Okay. In September of 1944. Sorry, my God.
Oh my
1994. Wow,
my
World War II. They really kept it going.
I don't want to do this. I really don't.
This is your punishment. This is your hell. This is your personal hell.
Okay. Okay. An 11-man crew journey.
They were trying to set it up on Svalbard.
Ash is researching it for you.
I got tired of waiting.
Thanks for telling me where it was.
I was trying to help.
No, I know. I really do appreciate it. I'm not being a bitch. I'm being serious.
I'm having a great time right now. Just to let you guys know,
Okay.
I'm having a great time.
An 11-man crew. It's an 11-man crew journeyed to the blustery island of Spitsbergen to gather data on North Atlantic weather patterns. Their mission was so top secret, and I say so top secret. In fact, that after the collapse of the Nazi government, the men were accidentally abandoned on the island. While the crew received the message in 1945 telling them that the war had ended. So they were there for a good 8-9 months.
They're just hanging out, and they're like, "Oh shit, we left those guys on the island. Oh my god.
Wait. It was
What's
so top secret
important about Atlantic weather patterns?
That's where I'm saying. Like, go find out if it's gonna rain. How is that top secret?
I don't know. The fucking Nazis are weird, man.
They're weird, man.
It's
No
true.
wonder
The
they
Nazis
lost.
were weird. Can we all agree on that? Nazis were weird.
I think
Nazis are weird and shitty.
They are.
They were
not worse.
They were marooned in the Arctic Circle with no sign of help. The men of Operation, how you doing, spent the next 4 months battling sub-zero temperatures, high winds, and constant threat of polar bear attacks.
Good. If they would have known the weather patterns, they were there for so long, they should have known by then.
They got rescued.
Come on.
They got rescued a year after their expedition when Norwegians overheard one of the expedition's distress call and dispatched a seal hunting boat to the island.
We have had
and laying down their weapons, the weather technicians became the last armed German soldiers to oh my God, Beau.
Captured? To be captured? Is that what you're saying?
Capitulate. That's the word. Oh my God.
Capitulate.
Yeah, during World War II. By all accounts, the surrender was a friendly affair.
Copulate?
What?
No,
what were you saying?
Capitulate.
Yeah.
Capitulate.
The Germans reportedly so relieved to be rescued that they treated their captors as to a celebrity feast. That's what it was.
Oh.
So they were stuck for a year. They were kept doing Nazi shit and stuck for a year.
Nazi weather stuff.
I find that it helps to look up words I don't recognize before I record the episode.
You're not Beau, though. Remember, Beau is full send. He just does it.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like I know how to read, then I realize, hey, you don't know how to read. All right.
North Atlantic castaways. I love it.
Very confused by their mission and why it was top secret, though.
Weather patterns.
I don't understand.
How does it work?
It's unknowable. I mean, they still didn't know how tornadoes worked until 1996 when Bill Paxton dumped a bunch and Holly Hunter dumped a bunch of shit into.
We just watched Twister. For anyone wondering.
What about the new one? There's another one, right? That just came out.
Well, see, I wanted to watch Twister so that we could watch Twisters.
Yeah.
Is there more than one?
I think so. It's assuming because it's called Twisters. There was actually more than one Twister in Twister, so.
Yeah, because in Twister, there was like seven Twisters. So, if it's called Twisters, how many Twisters is that, man?
Wait, was Bill Paxton a Nazi in that movie? I haven't seen it in so long.
Why would Bill Paxton be a Nazi? He was a meteorologist.
In Oklahoma.
He was a rebel meteorologist, man.
A rebel.
Yeah, he wasn't one of those fucking corpos.
Yeah.
Playing by his own rules.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I just looked it up just because I was curious about, not to step on your toes or anything.
My toes.
You are absolutely stepping on his toes.
Apparently, the meteorological thing was really important because during the Second World War, it dictated a lot of the outcome of naval battles. Because D-Day was all about planning around the weather and making sure that weather conditions are suited to move to all these different places. Because the technology wasn't as good, so you really have to contend with the seas and the weather.
Yeah, because Bill Paxton wasn't born yet.
So he wasn't able to shoot Dorothy up a tornado's butthole and fucking map it from the inside or whatever.
There are no tornadoes there.
Did you know that the United States has more than 75% of the world's tornadoes?
Zach, shut up about the Twisters, okay? Shut up about the sun.
Shut up about the sun.
All right, hit me with the next one, Beau.
Perfect. This is Spanish troops at the Siege of Baylor. The Siege of Baylor, everyone knows about this, about the Spanish-American War. and the Philippine.
We talked about
the
that
Philippine
a lot
What was
Revolution.
that
on
one
this
again?
podcast.
Honestly, I can never remember which one the Spanish-American War was. I mean, obviously it was between Spain and America, but over what?
It was a Spanish
Mexico?
and America at war.
Yeah, they were like Spanish people were like us.
I
Yeah,
don't-
was like, oh.
I don't know
No
what you're
bueno.
talking about. Can you tell me?
I don't know about the Spanish American War. I just know about this certain part.
Oh, it was the one after that ship exploded in Cuba, and they were like, "You exploded a ship in Cuba," but they were like, "No, it just exploded on its own," and then they fought over
Mm-hmm.
other things.
How do you spell Baylor?
Baler.
Okay, I googled it and it says it was part of the Philippine Revolution.
Jesus Christ. Ash is fact checking harder than the last presidential debate.
Listen.
The first Philippine Revolution was a part of the Spanish-American War.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Ash, get her, Zach.
Well, I asked Beau for the context and he didn't know,
No,
so
yeah,
I had to
Zach.
look it up.
So the siege of Baler
Zach
came,
just fact-checked
came
the
during the
fact-checker.
confusion of the Spanish American War and the Philippine Revolution,
Yeah.
in which,
Yeah.
Filipino freedom fighters revolted against Spanish colonial rule. The bizarre episode began in the late June of 1898 when 800 Filipino I can't
1998.
1998. Oh my god.
I'm done. No, I'm done. So we could just talk. What you got about marshmallows and twisters?
keep going.
No, I'm done.
You're doing
No,
great. You're doing great.
I'm
You're
done.
doing great. You're doing
I'm
great.
getting phone calls right now.
Beau is learning what it's like to be me, and he hates it.
You're doing great, Beau.
See, this is why I don't do these. It's just like I don't even know why I agree to them.
Beau,
I like
your
being the
episodes are my favorite
I
ones,
fucking
though,
love being the
because
side guy. It's just easier.
it's like watching somebody drown.
No, I'm just
Let me tell you,
Like a
it's
Phil
way
Collins can write
easier
a
to be
song
the
about
side
it.
guy. It's way easier to take things off the rails than get them back on.
I'm living sink or swim, and I'm sinking. I'm just gonna sink, and my arms are crossed, and I'm just like accepting the sink.
Do you want to send your notes to me and I'll read them,
No,
and then you
no.
could just
No,
comment
Beau, you
on
got
it?
this. You got this, Beau. I believe in you.
You got it, Beau.
Yeah,
Let's do
these
it.
Spanish people were mad at the Philippines people, and they kept fighting, and yeah, that's it.
The Spanish people fought the people from the Philippines?
Yep. The Philippines were fed up. They fought them, and then like, okay, let's hide. And then the Spanish people oh my god, hid, and then they're like, oh, hey, it's over. We're like, no, it's not. And then they kept fighting, and then they kept sending them fake newspapers. They kept sending them newspapers, but the Spanish people were like, this is fake newspapers, and they're like,
I'm
oh,
so
yeah, it is.
confused.
It's over.
Fake
I'm
news.
enthralled.
And they're like, it's fake news. So they kept fighting. But it's like, man, these conditions are terrible, Mr. Spanish soldier leader. No, they're trying to trick us. Keep fighting. That's it.
What?
This feels like the drunk history version of
Mhm.
history.
Yeah, this is great. Keep going.
Anyway, just
Give me
it
another one.
lasted 6 months after the war was over. But yep, they kept fighting. And then they're like, all
Okay.
right, fine. We're good.
So what I took from that is the Spanish people were fighting the Philippine.
The Filipinos
People.
were fighting the Spanish. Then the Spanish had to keep hiding. And they kept hiding. And they took over. And then they...
And then they hid.
And the Philippine people are like, stop it, get out of here. And they're like, no, we're not over. You don't lie to us. It's like, no, it's over. Look at these newspapers and stuff like that, and notes. And they're like,
So they weren't convinced that the war was over.
yeah. So
and
they
were
just kept
being
fighting.
jerks.
Yeah,
And this was in 1996.
yeah. It's 1986.
Oh, 1986. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Good year.
Mm-hmm.
What year? Okay.
This episode is off the rail.
Well, we always support an indigenous group rebelling against their colonizers.
Yeah, get fucked, Spain.
Get fucked, Spain.
You want to hear about Joseph O'Shelby?
I
Nah.
do.
Okay.
I do want to hear it.
Yeah.
Don't
Tell
listen
me
to
about
Don't listen.
Joseph. What did you
tell me
say that
about-
it was?
Tell
Joseph
me about
O'Shelby?
Joseph
Yeah.
O'Hula.
So this guy,
Fact checking, Zach.
this was during Civil War, right? He was part of the Confederate, and he was just
Boo.
like, hey, blah, blah, blah.
Boo,
We're fight-
racist.
we're
Boo,
fighting.
racist, boo.
He was like, I don't agree to end this war. So he said, fuck it. He's like, and his famous quote was, exile over surrender. So him and 600 people went to Mexico.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
After the war was over?
After the collapse of the Confederacy, yeah.
What did he try to do there?
Yeah, hang out
What
with
was he-
Mexicans.
They tried
I
to set
get
up.
it.
They tried to set up a settlement, right? They
Yep.
tried to like set up a little racist
Commune.
place that they could be Confederate. Thank you.
A racist commune.
Yeah, a racist commune that they could all be racist together.
That's it.
That's it? They just left?
Mhm.
And what happened to him?
Most of his comrades, they kind of just returned.
Well, they're definitely
They
all
ca-
dead by now.
Yeah, they came back and they just resumed life. They got tired of Mexico. The vacation was over for them. So they returned.
I'm pretty sure it was like awful because like they didn't have any anything. Like they didn't have like a way to make any money or do anything.
Bears took
Okay,
over.
hold on. Imagine a bunch of racists going to a country.
I don't know for sure though.
That they don't like, and they're like, we're gonna start a life here, and they're like, oh my gosh, there's so many Mexicans here.
I can give you some other side notes. I know the emperor in charge of Mexico at the time is like, get out of here, Americans.
Like
we don't include you
Emperor
guys.
of Mexico?
Yeah, he was an emperor at the time.
Whoa.
Austro-Hungarian. That's another thing, because like I'm just gonna read these nonchalantly now, you know. So I just
wait.
What?
The Austro-Hungarian emperor was in charge of Mexico, or am I conflating two things?
He was the Austro-Hungarian was an emperor of Mexico. And he's like, Americans, get out of here. What are you guys doing? You guys are already fighting yourself. We don't need more bad relations.
They're like, hey, they showed up. They're like, how stupid is Lincoln? And they're like, who's Lincoln?
Who's that? Gay?
Oh, he tried to swear fealty to Emperor Maximilian I during the French invasion of Mexico.
Ah.
And with the emperor's permission, they formed a colony in the Confederate exiles in Mexico. And then the French got defeated and they had to come back.
So he lost 2 wars within a short amount of time.
He's really fucking bad at wars and good because he sucks.
There we go. All right, give me the next one.
Did he get like stabbed in the throat or something? I just want to know, like he died.
He died of pneumonia.
Yeah, that happens. This is because there was no cure for that back then. There's still no cure for it now. We're still working hard for a disease for pneumonia. Fighting every day.
There's a vaccine for that now.
Oh, I wouldn't know because
Beau's allergic to vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm anti-vax, not by choice. That's what I like to say. Well, my choice is living, I guess, but that's really what it is.
Unless you get pneumonia, then it's like, oh God.
Then it's like, oh crap. I feel like a Confederate soldier right now.
I'm going to Mexico.
Ironically, which is good, if you have pneumonia, going to like warm climates is better, right?
That's what Doc Holliday did.
Yeah. Although wasn't that tuberculosis?
That's not pneumonia. That's tuberculosis.
Yeah.
So not like that at all. Got it.
Yeah.
So nothing like
different.
that at all.
No, we're still going? We're still doing this podcast?
Oh, we got it, baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you got to keep this thing on the rails. Come on, man.
Where we going? You said, come on. Get it? Get it. All right. Tell me more about
Choo-choo, motherfucker.
Oh, tell me more about Twisters.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
They built a set with the house sideways, and it was neat. And the dog is okay. If anybody was wondering about there's a dog in this movie, he turns out good.
So you know that World War I ended in November 11th of 1918, right?
Yeah, that's why it's called November 11th Day.
I've never fucking heard of that.
Is that true?
Oh my God.
Yeah, they call it November 11th.
Well, you can say that about any date. They call that June 2nd.
I need to leave.
One German officer
They call it November 11th Day. Is that way you always remember what day it is? But you don't always remember what it's for. Am I right?
This time next week is going to be a whole different week.
Anyway, this one officer, his name's Herman. He avoided capture.
Such a German name.
Herman
the German.
Was he German?
Yeah. He was a German officer. He avoided capture for a bit. He was a land survey who was sent to New Guinea. Is it New Guinea? New Guinea? Am I saying that wrong?
New
right?
Guinea?
New Guinea?
New Guinea. That's what I thought. Yeah. He was a surveyor. He went over there. In January 1914, German controlled with orders to map the dense jungle. His small band of explorers was deep in the forest when World War I broke out in the summer of 1914. Dancer was unaware that there was even conflict, which is ironic, right? That's like,
oh my gosh.
This is just like the guys on the Endurance. This is just like Shackleton's guys.
Soldiers. They don't know when it's over, right? And
this is just like in the previous episode of the Shackleton.
They were unaware that there was conflict until after Australian troops had captured German New Guinea. Upon learning of the war, Herman Denzner refused to surrender and retreated into the jungle with a small force of German officers and natives, aided by Lutheran missionaries who gave him food and supplies. He spent the next 4 years holding out in the jungle.
4 years?
Yep. All while continuing to fly the Imperial German flag. During this time, he made a series of abortive attempts to cross into Dutch-occupied New Guinea, whatever. I can't.
You got it.
Yeah,
you got it.
Whatever I say, it's now the new country's name, so they got to change it.
Beau. Hey, Beau. Have you ever heard of the little animals called guinea pigs?
Yeah, New Guinea. And in doing
they're called guinea pigs.
Became the first European to explore several parts of the new island's interior. After learning that the war had ended, Denser finally emerged from the bush and surrendered to Australian forces in January of 1919.
So
Why
what
Why
the
do I
fuck
imagine him
was his
crawling
plan?
out of a bush, like literally crawling out of a
He's
bush?
like, I will not surrender. Oh, the war's over. I will surrender.
You want to hear what happens at the end of his life?
Yes.
Did he die?
Yeah, no, well, because he's old, so I don't think he's still alive because he would be like 120 even more probably. He would later
It's
write
that German engineering, you know?
popular but partially fictionalized accounts of his time playing cat and mouse with enemy patrols. He'd write books about his times hiding. He's a funny guy.
That's pretty fun.
That sounds pretty fun.
Kind of curious about reading those books. I want to see what
I read them
about.
all. They're shit.
They're all about him just like hiding in bushes. They come near him and he dives into a bush.
I was hiding in a bush.
Mm-hmm. As was the style at the time.
I want to know what his plan was. Like, why?
Blind loyalty?
Sure.
Well, we got rid of those little small guys, right? Little accidental ones. But now these are proud and true holdouts.
Okay, we're getting to the meat and potatoes.
Yeah,
here,
specific. So we're gonna, before we talk about this last guy, it's specifically when you think, okay, so what's one during World War II, right? This is all during World War II. These holdouts. What was always What was always the stigma of Japan, right? They'd fight until their last days. They don't surrender, right? Honorable surrendering. So I'm gonna go ahead and go another quick small rundown of this particular people are Japanese holdouts and how long they held out for. And then we're going to end out with one of the most popular Japanese holdouts. Because this guy was crazy. I love this dude. I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm going to send it to Zach. So when I'm ready, I want you to pronounce this man's name, all right? I did a whole project about this man, but I'm afraid now, like reading it out loud after just reading it in my head, it sounds right. But now, how I've been reading all day, I don't want to butcher this poor man's name.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to send it to Zach. So, Zach, when I'm ready to announce that name, you announce it once and I'll copy you from there, okay? Not yet. Oh my God, there's a lot of Japanese names. Beau.
Yeah, it's about Japanese. Of course, it's going to be a lot of Japanese names.
If we have any Japanese fans or Japanese people who are Japanese fans of us, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to your names. Bear with me as I try to do it. You're hearing me think, but out loud. Welcome to Beau's world.
Yeah, see, he does it out loud.
That external monologue.
I'm delaying.
You got this.
I hate this.
You got this.
We're still
You
doing
got
this. And that's the end of the
got this.
episode. What do you want to talk
got
about?
this, man. You got
Those
this.
four things. Okay. Yamakaj Kufuku.
I thought you were sending them to Zach.
No.
What were we
This is a
waiting
different
for?
one.
This is a different one. This is a different one. Then I realized everyone else's Japanese names.
I thought you were doing all of them.
Oh, yeah. You know what, Zach? Go ahead. You ready, Zach? I got the first one
Sure.
right. Say this one.
Matsudo Linsoki.
Mm-hmm. Those two were Imperial Japanese Navy machine gunners. They surrendered on Iwo Jima.
Iwo Jima.
How long they waited to surrender after the war? 3 years and 130 days. How long they kept fighting since the end of World War II.
How'd they get
That's
their
a long
bullets?
Mm-hmm. They got the bullets because they were war people.
Were they fighting or were they just...
Like being dicks.
What were they
somewhere.
doing?
They're hiding in bushes.
They stayed on Iwo Jima. They never gave up Iwo Jima.
Ah.
They just never stopped fighting.
They never stopped
Iwo
fighting.
Jima the whole time.
Either fighting or surrendering, right? So what's the thing is they never lay down their arms.
Surrendered.
They never surrendered. You know, they never said no. They kept fighting. Like, our war's not done, blah blah blah. Because a lot of these people were like, no, we wouldn't. Like, there's no way we did. That's how a lot of these happened. They just were like, nope, no. I refuse to believe that we did, and they kept doing it because they're Japanese are proud people. All right, Zach, another name coming at you.
Yuichi Akatsu.
Private, first class.
Keeping in mind that my pronunciation is... There's no guarantee that my pronunciation is better than Beau's.
Oh, yes, it is.
I mean, you can read.
He continued to fight on Lubang Island in the Philippines from 1914 until surrendering in the village of Loc, L-O-C. So Luke? I don't know. I don't want to pronounce. Now, any Filipino...
There's only one U.
There's two O's. Any Filipino people, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that village's name.
Sorry about the one before, and sorry about this one, too.
You want to guess how long he was there fighting for?
The last guy was 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is this more or less?
7 years.
This is more. Not 7. It's slightly higher. Slightly higher.
5 years.
Andrew?
4 years.
10 years.
9?
4 years and 210 days.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I could do this one. Murata Susumu. He was the last holdout.
Just a second ago, you said Filipino people. Did you mean Japanese people?
No, well, because the Philippine island. He surrendered yeah, they're in the Philippines. And that's why.
I missed that.
No, yeah.
My bad.
You think I was confusing my races? You trying to call me out for confusing?
I was just confirming
racist?
because I didn't hear it, so I was confused.
I 100% get it. I guess how long he held out for? This is now we're getting
7
more
years.
How many?
7 years.
We got 7. Zach?
8.
You bitch.
Andrew,
I'm gonna say-
Andrew, I heard 8. Andrew, I heard you say 8.
9.5.
8 years and 120 days.
Got it. Nailed it.
Wow.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
Sending Zach over a name.
Shoichi Shimada.
He was a holdout with a certain lieutenant, and I'm not going to say the lieutenant's name until we get to that. He was a holdout in the Philippines for 8 years, 271 days.
What are they doing?
Yeah, like that's a really long time.
What are all these guys doing?
So a lot of times
you haven't said what they're doing. You just said they're holding out, but you haven't said exactly what they're doing.
So a lot of people either were never in Japan, so like they were either in Guam, Philippines, just like that. So they refused to believe that Japan surrendered.
Yeah, so this is like a really big cultural thing because I remember one of these stories was in, if you remember, a year ago, we did the episode where I was reading stories from my like Strange But True book. And one of those stories was about one of these guys, who I don't think we've gotten to yet because he was there for a very long time. And a lot of the time, most of it, what it is they had been brought up in this, Japanese military culture with the idea that Japan would never, ever, ever surrender.
Exactly.
And so they were like, a lot of the time, like the U.S. Army after Japan did surrender was like airdropping pamphlets on some of these islands because they knew that Japan had stationed a bunch of people in random places to hold random little islands. And so they would like airdrop these pamphlets that were like, Japan has surrendered. And they just were like, absolutely not. This
That's
is like trying to get me to come out. Yeah, this is like trying to get me come out so that they can kill me or whatever. And they just dig in and hide even harder.
Zach, you're going too
You're
far.
going
God,
too far.
Stop stepping on his toes. So, Beau, I'm sorry about your toes.
No, you got the first part right. We explained like why that was it. And then you kept stepping on toes after that a little bit.
Sorry.
Now
my
both
bad.
my fucking feet hurt because both of you guys have stepped on my toes. I can't walk.
Sorry.
I can't walk. So but I'm going to walk away from this podcast because my toes keep getting
Beau?
stepped on. Yeah.
Hey, Beau.
Yeah.
Fuck your toes.
Oh, my poor toes.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
goodness.
Did you say the name I told you?
Shoichi Shimada.
Yeah. He was holding out with his lieutenant and continued to fight on Lubang, which is an island, which is a place in Philippines, until he was killed in a clash with Filipino soldiers in 1945. So he never surrendered. The only reason to surrender was death. And that was 8 years, 271 days.
Wow.
So he's like Tim Allen from Galaxy Quest. He never gave up and he never surrendered.
Yeah.
Now, well, you said 1945. Did you mean 1955?
1954.
Okay.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it's funny. I can't wait to like not listen back on this episode because I hate it. All right, Zach, another name incoming because at this point you're just my translator.
I want to make it very clear that I do not claim
Zach,
to
say
have
the
any
name.
sort of
Say the name.
Credentials.
Stop it.
Noboru Kinoshita. Noboru Kinoshita.
Mhm. Was a sailor. He was captured in the Lunzon jungle in the Philippines, but shortly after being captured, unfortunately, he committed suicide by hanging himself rather than return to Japan in defeat.
That's hardcore.
And
Yeah, that is hardcore.
And he was captured for it. He always want to keep taking a guess. I'm going to just tell you now.
Just tell me.
Okay, 10
Tell me.
years and 89 days. He was in the Philippines.
Goodness.
Wow.
I mean, if you're being an asshole for that long, I mean, come on. Stop.
That's just how they were.
Stop it.
That's just the culture thing of it.
Stop.
Zach, name.
Stop it.
Bunzo Minagawa.
He held out in Guam.
Classic Guam.
Yep. That's all it is. He's held out until May 1960.
Wow.
He held out for
What the hell?
13 years, 261 days.
Bananas, man.
I gotta know
I
what
wish
this guy's
that I
doing
could.
on a day-to-day
I
basis.
wish that I could be that committed to anything.
Like, was he continuously fighting if people came across him, or was he like hiding?
Pretty much, it was either hiding or they were fighting with the locals.
Those poor
That's just an asshole.
Those poor locals.
That's just a guy
Get
being an
the
asshole.
fuck out. The war has
Can you
been
imagine
over for
like
so
being
long.
a random like somebody who lives on this island and then
Yeah.
you're just like talking to your neighbors like, did you see that like random guy in the woods again? It's like, yeah, he started shouting at me and chased me down with a sword.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, the war's not over," and they're like, "The war that ended 14 years ago." Like that guy's fucking lunatic.
Or there's like a 13-year-old that's like, what war?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two names.
Masashi Ito and Shoichi Yokoi.
So Ito was actually Bunzo's superior, and both of them surrendered a few days after Bunzo's holdout. So about 14 years, 264 days, and then Soshi. Actually, I jumped ahead. Soshi was actually longer, even though he served under.
Was this the guy?
Soshi served under Ito, and he held out way longer until he was captured in Guam. You want to guess how long he waited for? I'm not going to tell you the guess.
25 years.
Yeah, was this the guy who was found in the 70s?
In 1972, he was found.
What
Jesus
the fuck?
Christ,
26 years, 151
At a
days.
certain at a certain time, you gotta let it go. That's too much.
Look at him go.
Yeah, dedication, man. You just don't have the dedication to your country, you know?
Yep.
That's true.
I also have an iPhone, and I'll be like, hey, I read the news.
All right, Zach, one last name.
Kinshichi Kozuka. Kinshiki Kozuka.
Ah, yes. He was a private under...
I don't know.
He was a private... Zach, can you tell me the first person's name I sent you?
Hiro Onoda?
Yes.
Onoda?
Yeah, so...
Hiro Onoda.
Yes. He was... This man's lieutenant was Kinshichi's lieutenant, one of the last members of his platoon. And we're going to get into Hiro here in a second. Hiro did not hold out. Well, he did hold out, but he didn't surrender. He was killed in a shootout with Filipino police on October of 1972. He was there for 27 years in the Philippines.
I don't
a long
even think
time.
that's a holdout anymore. I think that's just a guy being a dick.
Yeah, like at that point, you've been a holdout on this island longer than you were, probably longer than he was alive beforehand.
Yeah, right?
it's like,
I was going to say, that's
at
just
what
illegal
point
immigration.
do you try to go home? I feel like he should have tried to go home. I mean, like, hey, can I confirm that this is over or what?
Well, he couldn't go home because he didn't do the job that he was sent to do, which is stay there until the war's over. I don't know.
Now we're going to talk about the reason why most of the last people were there was Hiro. So I'm going to give you a little backstory about Hiro and how long it was there and what happened.
Tell me about it.
Hiro was a lieutenant in the Imperial Japanese Army, and people call him the man at a time. He had unwavering loyalty with extreme isolation and enduring the power of a human spirit. That's what they call him, the man at a time. Anyway, he was deployed to the Philippines island of Lombok in 1994.
Are you saying the man of time?
Man out of time.
Oh, the man out of time.
Yes. He received explicit orders to hold his position until relieved by superior officer. When the war ended in 1945, he and a small group of soldiers were left stranded, oblivious to the world's shifts, to the end of the war. For nearly 3 decades, Onoda existed in the world untouched by the passage of time. He and his comrades living off the land, engaged in guerrilla warfare, convinced that they were still fighting for the emperor. They raided abandoned military stores for supplies, hunted wild animals for food, and slept in makeshift shelters.
That's fucking crazy.
While life on the island was brutal, the jungle was more than the Philippines itself. The jungles and the elements were their other enemies.
Yep.
Their greatest challenge was also psychological, isolated from humanity. They clung on to a reality that no longer existed. Rumors of the war ended were dismissed as enemy propaganda. Every rustle in the bush was a potential enemy attack. Despite this desperate situations, Onoda and his comrades remained fierce and loyal to the emperor. They saw themselves as guardians of a lost cause, a duty that were determined to fulfill.
Where did you steal this from?
I didn't steal it. I had help making up this.
Making up?
Yep. I made it. I had help.
I made it. I did. I made the words come out of the mouth onto the keyboard.
Well, I'm so sorry. She's making fun of you.
Wow. Rude.
I'm tired of this. I really am.
The slander.
I'm sorry.
I had this whole spiel, but I don't want to read no more.
Do you want me to read it for you?
No. What's this? Cliff notes of this now, because I had this whole thing. I was trying to make it sound elegant and like actually do this, and then my toes can no longer be stepped on. At this point, they're just broken. They're broken bones because of how much
he has no toes.
There's dust.
Yeah. So if there's no toes left to break, then what's stopping you?
I don't have the will like Hiro did.
Never surrender, Beau. What's this episode even been about?
I'm a coward. I surrender.
Look at those guys from Operation
Dumbo Drop.
How you doing? And figure it out, man.
Anyone who's actually still with us, like, bro, I fucking know. And like, I'm no longer going to be, I have newfound respect for anybody who stayed this long. So you guys are considering my friends now. Sleeping in, trying to do a podcast after waking for a nap is not a good idea, because then you get people to step on your toes. Your so-called friends backstab you.
Keep going. Tell us the story. Tell us the story.
Do you have more respect for me and Zach now that you know what we go through?
Me? Yo.
Ash, I respect you. I've always respected you. Zach, not so much still.
I do stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you do. I feel like Beau steps on Zach's toes more than yours.
I'm quiet as shit when I talk. Go look at my audio recordings of these podcasts.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're just watching football and eating spaghetti or whatever.
chicken nuggets.
Yep.
So after Soshi died, I told you the guy who was there for 26 who got killed by police, right? Not Soshi. Sorry. Oh my God, I got my people mixed up. I pulled a whoopsies. Not Soshi. It was Kinshichi. Zach, pronounce that guy's that last name I sent you. His name again, please.
Kinshichi Kozuka.
Yeah. After he died from police shootout, Hiro was left alone entirely. But he kept holding out. And anytime they tried to tell him the war was over, he said no. He shot at him. He was held up on a high hill in the jungle. They kept trying to come, hey, Hiro, it's over. He goes, oh, no, it's not. Don't lie to me, you dirty dogs. And he is like, I'll go keep fighting for my emperor. And he's like, bro, like, it's over. It's over. And he's like, you're over. And then they kept going back and forth. He's just like, no. But he wouldn't surrender until March of 1974, nearly 30 years after the war has ended, when his former commander officer traveled to the island and ordered him to stop fighting.
I was going to say, they need to get some Japanese officers in here to be like, you guys, it's for real. I promise.
So
cut the shit.
He would only listen to his old commanding officer who actually passed away during his time being there.
Oh my God, this is just like Rambo. This is exactly like First Blood, dude, except for the whole he didn't spend 30 years in the jungle first. But they had to get his old commanding officer to talk him down.
Then he returned to life, but unfortunately, when he finally returned to Japan, he is missed so much because he returned to the Japan that he
is unrecognizable.
Yeah, the Japan he once knew was a quote, and it was a distant memory. He spent nearly 3 decades in isolation, and now to come home to a world he doesn't know.
That'll turn your brain to pudding for sure, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
His return to Japan was met with a mixture of shock, disbelief, and admiration. He was held as a hero by some, while others questioned his actions. Despite media frenzy, Odana struggled to adapt to modern life. He found it difficult to reconcile his experiences with his new reality. To escape public eye, Odana moved to Brazil, where he worked as a cattle rancher.
Okay.
It was there where he found a sense of peace and normalcy, until his eventual return to Japan and married. Odana dedicated himself to educating young people about the importance of nature and the environment. He established the Onda Nature School, where he shared his experiments and instilled in young people deep respect for the natural world.
And not like listening to humans?
No, only listen to the snakes. They whisper in the night.
It's like, don't believe the bullshit you hear. Except for that one time where I was fucked up for 30 years, but it's fine.
It happens. I liked his story because he just kept fighting over and over and over again. And he held out for 30 years because of a false sense of belief that he had to.
How many innocent people did he kill?
Actually, a few. Where
Probably
was it?
Oh my God.
I think I have this. It wasn't a lot, and the Philippines.
Any more than 0 is a lot.
He surrendered to the Philippine president. They brushed it off. Really?
What?
Yeah.
They're probably like, you're too crazy for us to hold it against you.
Just get the heck out of here.
You little scamp.
That was it. And then I can give you one more quick little. I wanted to do more on him, and then it got toes stepped on, so I didn't go fully detailed. So anyway, there's one more holdout too, but I don't have any details about him. This is the longest holdout recorded or known.
Who is he?
I'll tell you his name. Zach, go ahead and tell me.
Teruo, that UO is fucking me up. Teruo Nakamura.
Sorry.
What is happening?
I'm fumbling my words. I don't want to fucking do this no more.
My brain is pudding.
He was found in Indonesia. He surrendered on December 18th of 1974. 29 years and 107 days after the war.
At a certain point, you got to be like...
It's just like, imagine when you leave, you leave your home and it's the 40s and you're like, I understand this. And then you spend 25 years in the jungle and then you're like, what? And then you go home and there's anime? It's like, what the fuck?
What? There's like cars and shit?
Yeah, like TV was invented in between there, right? Wait, color TV? I don't know. A lot of shit was invented in between those 30 fucking years.
Pong. Wait, when was Pong invented? Computer, when was Pong invented?
Zach, why are you doing this to us?
Why are these people holding out for so long?
Just
because of their culture.
Cultural pride thing.
I will never understand that.
Because we're not.
At a certain point, Japanese. As a human, you got to be like, yo, something's fucked up. I shouldn't be here.
That's because the youth of America has no patriotism because this country is ass.
Well, in this scenario, patriotism is terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
There are a lot of valid criticisms of the culture of Imperial Japan.
Holy shit.
Some people stick to their word. Not me, though.
Hell no. Ash, check us out.
After a day and a half in the jungle, I'd be like, I surrender. I can't do this anymore.
So what was everyone's favorite part?
That's Ash's job to say that part.
Zach, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part, North Atlantic weather patterns, because it's like, what?
Andrew, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was being confused the whole fucking time of why these people are so stupid. But also, my other favorite part is Beau saying New Guinea.
Andrew, you don't seem to have a lot of empathy. Do you ever think about that? You want to talk about that?
I just said that killing innocent people is bad. I'm pretty sure that's empathy.
I'm just fucking with you.
Ash, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was when the guy kept fighting way longer than he needed to because he didn't believe that the war was over.
That's just like saying my favorite part was the whole thing.
I've said that before, too. Thanks, everyone, for listening to this episode of Get Dumped On, an Info Dump podcast. You can find us on the social medias. We're on TikTok now, Instagram. You can send us an email, getdumpedonpodcast@gmail.com. It's Get Dumped On Podcast on the socials and stuff. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, or night, or afternoon, or morning. I don't know when you listen to podcasts, whatever time is good for you. Thanks for listening. Okay, goodbye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Ash and Zach are super smart. They went to college and learned a bunch of stuff. And Beau and Andrew didn't go to college because that's just the way life goes sometimes. What happens when you put them together and you try to make them learn? Grab your friends, let's listen together on Get Dumped On an Info Dump podcast.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Fuck your toes.